Do you find yourself like coming up with all these great ideas to start the new year, and by February you're like, where did that go? Well, what if one single word could be the key to staying focused and intentional and inspired through the year? My name is Yvonne Marchese. I am an age agitator, which is a lot more fun than it sounds. We have all these ideas that it's all downhill after a certain point, and it isn't. I am the host of the Late Bloomer Living podcast, and yeah, choosing a word of the year is something that I started doing when I decided to start the podcast in 2020. It was an idea that I had for 2 years that I kept putting off and putting off and putting off. And when I finally said, no, the idea isn't going away, I'm going to do this thing, I thought, I'm going to need something to pull me through. And I'd heard about this idea of the word of the year. And so the word I chose that year was the word help, because I am not a person who is comfortable asking for help. And I knew I was going to need to learn how to get past that if I was going to learn how to do a podcast, how to put a website together, how to get guests to say yes to be on my podcast. That was going to require a whole lot of getting out of my comfort zone. And choosing the word help, it turns out, was amazingly effective. So I've kept doing it every year since. After that first year, I chose words like play and community. Play reminded me not to take life so seriously, to embrace the joy and movement in my daily life. And that word eventually led me to getting back on my roller skates after 40 years. It didn't happen that year, but I think that's the year that I actually started thinking about roller skating again. So yeah, really fun. And when I chose the word community, it pushed me to seek out deeper connections with others, ultimately leading me to host an online summit, which is something I had never done before. It was called Midlife Uprising. And I'm telling you, I got 30 amazing speakers to come and take part in that summit. And then when the summit was done, the feeling of community that bubbled up for me, that led me to start the Age Agitators Club. And I learned more and more how collaborating and working with people and putting myself out there to connect has changed my life. It's amazing. So every word that I've chosen has shown up in unexpected ways and offered me new perspective when I needed it most. You know, some days the word just feels like a little gentle nudge, and other days it is the anchor that keeps me from going off course. You know, things get tough when you're trying to accomplish something, when you're trying to do something, just life in general, right? And having the word as the guide, it's like knowing your why. So here's why one word works, even when goals don't. So unlike big goals or long to-do lists, a word of the year is simple and flexible. It doesn't box you in if you choose the right one. Instead, it can act like a theme or a lens to see life through. And let's say your word is courage. That doesn't mean you need to go skydiving or, make drastic changes overnight. It could just mean little things like speaking up in a meeting, trying something new, or maybe even saying no to something that somebody asks you to do when you tend to be a people pleaser. Saying no and being okay with drawing boundaries. The word courage can draw you through things like that. It becomes a quiet whisper that reminds you of who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world. And that's the power of a single word. It meets you where you are and gives you room to grow. So how do you choose your word of the year? Here's a little bit of the process that I go through. I I start by reflecting on the year that I've just had, what there is to celebrate. What did I do right? What went well? And what were the challenges? What did I learn from those tough parts of the year? Number 2, you can ask yourself what you need the most. Do you need more peace, joy, confidence, clarity? Make a list. What do you want more of in your life? And let the word find you can be another way to go. Sometimes it just pops into your head, or you hear something, you stumble across it in a book or a conversation or a song. Pay attention to words that keep showing up and resonating for you. So that would be another way to do it. In past years, I feel like the words kind of came to me that way. This year, I've been doing a lot more thinking about what I want. And I'll tell you what I'm thinking of. I thought I was going to have the word savor for my word this year because I've been working a lot on the idea of being versus doing. And it is my last year with a kid at home every day. Last one's going off to college this year. So I want to savor this time with him and this time being a mom with kids at home in the mix every day. But, as time went on, I thought that was the word. And then I was like, maybe there's something else there. It felt incomplete somehow. It's still part of it. But now I'm leaning towards, let's see, I'm just going to give you all the words on my list right now that I've been playing with. Present, because I want to be present. Experiment. And funny enough, experiment is on my list 2 times because I didn't realize it was there already. So it could be the word experiment. Allow is another word. Explore or exploration. Playful. And another way to look at that is cheeky. Cheeky monkey. The word cheeky is playful in and of itself, so maybe cheeky. Maybe it's cheeky. Clarity. I am looking for some clarity. I've been doing a lot of thinking about, what I want to be when I grow up. Here I am, 56 years old, still thinking about what I want to be when I grow up. And that actually feels exciting to me. Scary and exciting. But clarity is something that I would like. Vibrant, because I want to feel vibrant when I'm working as often as I can. I want to feel vibrant. Adventure or adventurous, that's on the list. Bold and moxie, because that goes right along with bold, doesn't it? So those are words that I'm tossing around this year. And I think right now the 2 forerunners are experiment and playful. So the word of the year is something that can pull you through the hard days, which I think I said a moment ago. It isn't about perfection. It's about intention. Life can get messy or just hard. And that's when your word becomes the most powerful. It's like a glimmer, a little reminder of the bigger picture and the path that you're on. So whether your word is strength or kindness, focus, or fun, it's there to guide you back to what matters the most to you. So what's calling you this year? Make a little time. It's December right now of 2024 as I'm recording this. I've been thinking about this for at least a week, and I'm having fun with the process. Do some journaling, go for walks, spend some time with yourself. So, are you ready to choose your word of the year? If you do choose your word of the year, drop it in the comments. I want to know about it. Let me know a little bit about why you chose that word. And if you want to follow me over on Late Bloomer Living, the podcast, I'm on all the podcast places you could go. You can find out more at latebloomerliving.com. Subscribe here to the YouTube channel so you'll get more ongoing content. I show up here with my friend Kat Corchado once a month, first Friday of the month, as the Salty Sisters. So you can come back and spend time with us doing that as well. We are having a lot of fun. So Thank you for being here with me today. And I hope that choosing your word of the year is as helpful to you as it has been for me over the last 4 years. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.